All right, with that said, let's settle down. Let's get our lady up here. She just got back from Lake Tahoe. You heard the story last time I was in Lake Tahoe. We walked in late, and I could not be walking in late by myself. So I said, I'm with her. I put her up front. I looked at Miss Roxann Corralejo. I said, "You the leader. We're following you in." She goes, "But I'm short." I go, "That's all right. We still can hide behind you." Because when your strength overwhelms the crowd, see, by her walking in, being a woman, she blinds the crowd so they don't see the rest of us behind her. So she got, man, this lady is amazing. She was a locksmith, and she said, "I need to do something else where I could watch this keyword. I can take my business and scale up." See, most people in business, we learned this morning, you cannot scale your traditional business, but this business you can scale up very rapidly in other cities, other states, other countries. And she scaled up her business. Matter of fact, she was so bold that she went to Tony Cooper and said, "Look, I need you to come to Texas." And he said, "Where?" She told him, she said, "Well, I'll show up." And then she went, "Oh, that's right. I don't have a team there yet." Notice what she said, "Yet." And she rolled her sleeves up like this, and she said, "I'm getting after it." See, that's called courage. Not only that, we learned today what I said about Dennis Whaley. Belief is the ignition switch that gets you off the launching pad. And when she said that, that was her ignition switch to get her off the launching pad, to set the goals to do some great things in ACN. Let me say this about this lady. This lady's doing some great things. Let's give a warm welcome to none other than Miss Roxann, Regional Director Corralejo.
Good morning, everybody. My goodness, that energy is so freaking contagious. I appreciate you, Mr. Thomas. You're phenomenal. And I love that you call me the Taco Lady, because anywhere I go, anywhere related to ACN, all I hear is Taco Lady. And I'm like, I don't even know if people know my real name. But they know me as a Taco Lady, and that's okay. I don't even care. I'm owning it. I'm taking it. Some of you may even know why he calls me the Taco Lady. It's not just because it's my favorite food, but that's okay if you don't. I did do a training on tacos, believe it or not, which sounds super weird. But I do want to start off by saying thank you, first and foremost, Mr. Thomas. I appreciate you. I appreciate this platform, and I appreciate what you've allowed me to do to grow as a leader, to grow as a speaker, just to grow as a business professional. I don't believe without ACN, I know I wouldn't have had the same opportunities that I've had here. And a lot of that is thanks to you. Mr. Thomas was the first person that says, I want to put her in front of my people. And all of a sudden leaders started following suit and started asking me to talk to their teams. And that was just so great. And I learned that if someone's reaching out to me, I have to do my best to do my best. So I went out and I studied more. I learned more. I worked harder in just trying to perfect my craft and how to deliver information to you guys. And that all started here. So thank you, Mr. Thomas. I appreciate you. Love you so much. Love this group. You guys are completely phenomenal. And I love seeing these amazing faces. So when I get to go to these events and I get to see you face to face, it's so great to know who you are without even meeting you yet. So to go back and talk about what we had mentioned about owning the Taco Lady, I do have something I want to share with you guys. Let me share my screen here because it's going to go into my topic. And I love this. And I've always kind of lived by this mantra. Anyhow, so the first thing I want to share with you guys is this. It's okay if you fall apart sometimes. Tacos fall apart and we still love them. And that's the freaking truth. How many of y'all have eaten a taco and just made a mess? Of course, I had a taco yesterday. Yeah, Mr. Thomas is the first one to have his hand up. You make a mess, stuff falls out, things fall apart. What do? You grab a fork and you eat it. And you know what? Sometimes if you're eating tacos, you don't have a fork, I start eating it with my hands. They're just as good and I love them. But the reason why I bring that up, owning the Taco Lady name, is because it's the truth that sometimes we fall apart. Sometimes life gets crazy. It gets hectic. There's all kinds of things that are going on. And we've heard that before. And when it comes to this season is where I see a lot of stuff slow down. No matter how much I don't want to slow down, the world around me slows down because there's a lot of things happening. One, excuse me, life happens. It's getting a lot colder. People are getting sick. You guys know I'm the first one to always stink and get sick. So people get sick. It happens. It deters us from our business. And when we step away from our business, stuff starts to slow down. And then we start feeling like, hey, what's going on? I worked so stinking hard. And then I got to get back at it again because of this time I took out. But you know what? Kids are on vacation at the same time. We have holidays. We have Thanksgiving. We have Christmas. We have Christmas parties. There's all kinds of stuff that happens around this time of year. So it might seem like our ACN business is falling apart. It might seem like it needs to take a break. That's okay. I'm going to share with you a second how we can continue running our ACN business during all this crazy, hectic stuff that we call life. But when this stuff happens, we know we got to continue doing these things. And I kind of want to bring back the word consistency. So last time we talked about servant leadership. And to be a servant leader, you also have to be consistent. You can't serve people one month and this month and be like, hey, it's all about me. So that goes the same thing in business. So when it seems like your ACN business is falling apart, or maybe your life is falling apart, just know that you have family here. We love you no matter what, because we know that stuff happens and it happens to us. And that's one of the biggest compliments I've received, is that people appreciate my rawness. Like, hey, we appreciate you telling us your story, and that it's not always rainbows and butterflies and unicorn poop, because it's not. And we have stuff that stinking happens. So it's okay to reach out to other people. It really is. And we always say, Mr. Trolley says it all the time, when it's fear, doubt, frustration, always talk up. Don't talk down to your team about stuff like that, because then it starts bringing your team down. But if you talk up, or to a sideline, or to a leader, these are people that have been through these situations before, and we can help you work through them. But number one thing that we're going to talk about is just consistency. So around this time, things start to slow down for everybody else. And I told you, not so much for me. I'm in Lubbock, Texas. I don't have family out here. I don't have kids. I don't have the same issues around holiday season that other people do. So I'm still working hard, but my business slows down too. And I see this happen. So let's rewind a little bit to last year when I first moved to Lubbock. I moved out here in August, and it got later in the summer. I had no activity really until the first person signed up in October. So August to October, what was I doing? I was talking to people. I was being consistent no matter what. I was being humble. I was getting a whole bunch of no's, and I didn't start freaking out like, what do you guys mean? You're telling me no, I'm a regional director. Do you know who I am? None of that happened. I just said, you know what? That's okay. Let's talk a little bit later. Can I keep you in tune with what I'm doing? And people said, absolutely. And it was presentation after presentation after presentation after presentation. And then some activity came in October. And then it really didn't really kick off until December. So from October, it was still presentation after presentation after presentation after presentation. So when we feel like we don't have enough people to talk to, especially right now because people are busy, I am going to get into a little bit of a memory jogger here to help us. Let me pull this up. So I do want to mention, before I pull this up here, that so Mr. Trolley has been out of service for the last week. And Mr. Trolley called me right before this call. When he called me, and just to give you guys proof that this happens to me too, he called me this morning and he said, hey, how's everything going? What's going on? And it's really weird for us not to be in communication for this long. He was just out of service. And every time he got in service, he tried to send a quick message to everybody like, hey guys, how's everything going? So he called me, reached out. He's back in service this morning. How's everything going? And we talk about at certain trainings, victim responsibility, taking responsibility for what's going on. And so I just pretty much said not a dang thing. I took responsibility. I didn't give excuses. Oh, well, everyone's busy. They have school going on. It's getting cold. They have this, they have that. Thanksgiving's coming up. None of that came into play. I just said not a dang thing. And it's so funny because Dina's gotten used to me saying these things. It's just, that's it. Not a dang thing is happening. And I just said, I'm being consistent. I'm doing these presentations. Something will come. I saw this happen last year. I've seen it happen before. So that's proof that this happens to everybody. So we've talked about this before, but I want to bring to attention some people you might not have thought of. So everybody grab a pen, grab a paper, please take notes, write down names. I want this to be activity. I want this to be action. Let's write down names. So when we talk about real estate professionals, we see this in trainings, like the people we talk to when we're building a team. Real estate professionals don't only include real estate agents, and that's all we think about half the time. We want to talk to, yes, agents. There's so many agents that are out there. Some of them are part-time, some of them are full-time, some of them are sometimes. We want to talk to all of them, but who else outside of that as far as real estate professionals go? Mortgage officers. So these loan officers, if you guys don't know or haven't heard of yet, Mr. Jelani Dorsey, he has a very, very, very successful mortgage office. He owns a mortgage office in Ohio. And he is freaking crushing it in ACN. How? I don't know how this man comes up with his hours, but it's because he's already in that real estate field. He already knows real estate agents and all these other people I'm going to talk about as well. Title companies, we want to talk to them. Insurance agents, general contractors, property investors, home warranty, water softener people that sell water softening system. Why? These people also network with real estate agents, real estate professionals, property managers. Home security. I talk to people from Vivint and other home security businesses all the time. Solar agents, photographers. Whenever agents have to list homes and stuff, they hire real estate photographers to help them with that. And handyman. So I'm hoping that you're taking notes, writing these down, writing the people, hey, you know what? I had a handyman. Hey, you know what? I know a photographer. My neighbor sells solar and I didn't even think about talking to him about this. So these are people I consider as real estate professionals. Why? Because when we create a power team, I create power teams in my network. We have a power team and one person, an insurance agent, when they offer insurance to a new home buyer, guess what? They're sending referrals to all these professionals. That's why I consider these real estate professionals, is because one referral can help 10 people or 10 businesses, including ACN. So it's so great to create these relationships. It's so great to create these professional partnerships because we pass referrals back and forth amongst one another. I didn't mention, what are they? The inspectors, the home inspectors isn't on here. I recruited someone that was the owner of a home inspection business. So the reason why I list all these and why they were top of mind, because I've talked to someone in every single one of these industries, because I've recruited people, I'm pretty sure in every single one of these industries, is because I've talked to them. So that's how I know that they're open. That's how I know that they're interested. But then we talk about real estate professionals. So who are real estate, or not real estate professionals, I'm sorry, network marketing, people with network marketing experience. So we bring that up when we think about the top handful that we hear about all the time, but have you heard of these other companies? And I'm sure you have. Do you know people in these other companies? Young Living, New Skin, doTERRA, Rodan and Fields. Did you guys know? I don't know if y'all know, Rodan and Fields, they went out of business. I already saw, I saw some heads nodding before I even said it. Rodan and Fields is no longer. So these people need a new home. I had someone put me in front of the L. Thomas in Rodan and Fields. Believe it or not, the L. Thomas of Rodan and Fields, and she had nowhere to go, nowhere to take her team. So I was put in front of this lady who was phenomenal, by the way, amazing and super, super sweet. She was like, I'll listen. Yes, of course, because she does the same thing we do. She was open to listening. And she said, you know what? This sounds awesome. But I did just sign up 2 weeks ago with another network marketing company, and I brought my entire team, her entire team. Imagine L. Thomas bringing his entire team to you. What? So I was just 2 weeks late, and I said, you know what? Keep it professional, be humble. And I said, that's fantastic. I'm so glad you found a home. This is great. I hope it works out. But inside, I'm like, okay, keep in touch with this lady, because when this company goes out of business, I'm going to be calling you again. So keep these relationships strong. Some people are so scared to talk to people in network marketing companies because they think it's competition. Y'all, there's no competition. There's no competition with ACN. There really isn't. It just has to be the right time for someone. People with ambit energy. I have people that are also with ambit energy that said, hey, you know what? I like having a second option. I like having all these other services. Monet, Arbonne, Unique, Juice Plus, Sensi, Mary Kay, Primerica, World Financial Group, PHP. I know y'all have heard of these insurance companies and people that are in them for sure. Advocare, Herbalife, Isogenics. I've never heard of Isogenics until I came to Lubbock. I had someone join my team that was a part of Isogenics. Y'all, this is the leg that produced 950 points in 3 months in one leg. In one leg. That was already done in 3 months for my RVP run. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. But they said, you know what? It was so hard getting people to buy all these products. And this is energy that they need anyway. They have to switch. The only problem was in Isogenics is we didn't have that support. We were creating those meetings and creating the atmosphere and the culture. And I said, don't worry about it. I got you. I am here with you 100%. I will support you. We will create that culture. Everything you were missing, let me know. I will help support you and your team. So make sure you're doing that, you guys. Make sure you're providing that support, because people in network marketing, they leave their current company because of something, not because they don't like network marketing, not because they don't like recruiting or selling services. It's because they're missing something in their current company. Figure out what it is. And in my experience, whatever they're missing, ACN can provide. And most of the time, it's really leadership. We got Amway, which we hear about all the time, and Melaleuca. And that, again, the reason why I bring up these companies is because I've recruited people in every single one of these companies, or at least talked to someone in every single one of these companies. They've been put in front of me. It's people I know. And we have to make sure we go out there. So hopefully we have names. I want to see papers held up with you guys writing names down of people in every single one of these industries, because that is who we need to reach out to. And when we talk about in our Saturday trainings or our trainings, let's talk to real estate professionals. Let's talk to people with network marketing experience. I hope that adds a little bit more depth in your list. So when we're writing down our list of people, we all can go back down and create a brand new list. We can add to our list. I know there are people we talk to every single day, people we see on social media that are pushing product, that are pushing things, that are selling a home, that are looking to connect with real estate agents. They're all over the place. Write down those names and think about how this can help them. One of the ways we approach people, which I think it's really detrimental to someone's business, is how can they help me? Especially with other network marketing, they see they're doing really, really well. I want them on my team. That's the first thing people say. I want them on my team, which is great. I do too. But the first thought we have to have is, how can we help them? How can ACN help support their endeavors? How can ACN help support even with Herbalife? I have people with Herbalife, and the one thing that they're talking about is impact. Why? Because all their people with Herbalife, all their products, they can write off towards their PRA with impact. So it's a great connection and it's a great fit. And make sure you're pointing out these things, because they just see another network marketing company, but ACN is not another network marketing company whatsoever. So we have our list of names, we have our list of people. Now we got to go attack those. But look outside your current city. So it was Oren Solomon last week, I believe it was. Oh my gosh, great call. I love it. But one of the things that I took from him is he said, how many is it? 10 by 2025 being 10 to 15 marketplaces. This is how you will blow up your 2025, is to be in 10 to 15 marketplaces. And I never thought about it that way, because I always thought, like, you want to keep it close first, keep it home first. You guys, are you paying attention to this tour that the co-founders are doing? This national tour and all the places that they're going to be. I don't have anybody in Dallas, Texas, but guess what? I've already have plans. Next week, I'm going to be in Dallas, Texas. That's 5 hours away. I'm going to drive from Lubbock to Dallas, 5 hours away. The very next day, another 5 hours south of San Antonio. So I'm going to sleep, I'm going to wake up and drive straight down to San Antonio for another meeting the very next day. They're going to be in Houston the next day after that. And guess what? They're coming to Lubbock the next day after that. 4 cities in 4 days. Houston to Lubbock is 7.5 hours apart, y'all. So it's 5, 5, about 3.5, and then 7. That's a lot of driving in 1 week. I got to make sure my oil's changed. I got to make sure my tires are rotated. That's a lot going on. But guess what? That's a lot of promoting too. So what am I doing? Am I focusing on these presentations? No, I'm focusing on promoting. That is all I'm doing. Hey, what you got going on? And what's so great is that a lot of the people that say, oh my God, I'm so excited to see you. Of course I'm going to go. I'm going to be in town for one night only. I'm going to be at this event. I need you to be there. Of course I'm going to be there. This is the response I'm getting for people. So even if you're not close to an event, even though they're not happening in your city, take that extra step. Whatever you can do to get there, go there, but make sure you're not going alone. Utilizing Facebook, I just say, who do I know in Dallas? That's my very first step. Who do I know in Dallas? I pulled up people in Tyler, which is like an hour away. And guess what? I'm still inviting them. I have people that are within an hour driving distance of some of these places. And I said, hey, can you meet me? Can you meet me? And they're saying, absolutely. If you're going to be in town, if you're making that 5, 6, 7-hour drive, we'll do whatever we can. We'll drive an hour to meet you. So utilizing what Mr. Solomon said as well is, are you focused on how you're going to get into 10 to 15 marketplaces? I do a lot of traveling. I do, but guess what? I'm not in that many marketplaces. Why not? I just never thought about that because I figure if I'm not there, how am I supposed to grow it? Y'all, we got Zoom. Mr. Corey Rodriguez is a regional coordinator within 27 days. He just hit regional coordinator in 27 days on his way to regional director. I couldn't even tell you, I don't even think he could tell you how many cities or states that he's in right now. All he's doing is utilizing Zoom and getting as many people from all across the nation that he can get on. And I know I went, oh, I'm perfectly on time. I thought I went over. But y'all, that's it. That's what I got for you guys today. Go out there. I know this time of year is hectic. It's crazy. Just know, even when you fall apart, we still love you, just like tacos. And you heard it from the taco lady. So I love y'all. Hopefully that helps. And I can't wait to see how this improves your business. Thank you so much. Back to you, Mr. Thomas.